Just wanted to talk about Metroid Prime 4's controls because they're very confusing at first. So I just want to dig into the control scheme and help you decide which controls you want to use. Now I'm using the Switch 2 right now, but it is useful information for the Switch 1 as well. The only difference is you can't use the mouse controls. So anyway, let's get straight into the controls. What you do is go into the settings and then we'll look at everything in order. Okay, so the first one is the control scheme. So in the control scheme we can choose either dual stick fusion, so you can use it like a normal FPS, or the pointer fusion, which allows motion controls. Now the best one to go for everyone is just go for dual stick fusion, because you can add motion controls to this scheme anyway. So you may as well stick to this because you can choose all three controls with mouse controls too. So let's choose that and then go down to camera, and from here we can choose to invert the up and down, which I do because I'm used to it from a lot of old games. So that's up to you, whatever you're used to. And then we click on enable motion controls, because you want to be able to use the motion control on this well, give it a go. I'm not saying it's you'll definitely like it, but give it a go because it is slightly better than just your dual controls. You can still use both analog sticks, but you can also do a little bit of extra aiming like this, and it is known now that that is one of the best controls for FPSs. When we go down, I don't personally invert motion controls because it doesn't make sense to me, so I don't invert that. Now, with these controls, you can always also use your mouse. You can put your mouse down like that, and it'll all automatically know that you're trying to use it like a mouse. Now, this is really good because you can try and use this when, well, you can. Now this is really good because it's best to experiment. When you first play the game, don't play with the mouse controls. It's very difficult because you have to use all these four buttons with your thumb, and also using those as well. It's very difficult. It's fidgety. You're like that moving around, and it is fidgety, and it takes a lot of getting used to. So you really need to have those buttons in your muscle memory before you start playing with the mouse controls. But when you do feel confident, you don't need to go into the settings. You can just put your hand down onto your lap and then just start moving around, and then it'll work as you would expect. Personally, I've given it a go and I'm starting to get tired of it. It works, but it's the buttons. Having to press those buttons is so difficult when you got your hand like that. I mean, you wouldn't be expected to use a mouse like that, pressing all those buttons. So it doesn't quite work for me, but at least the option's there if you want. Right, so on the cursor bit, I again changed the y-axis, but that's a personal choice, because this is the cursor bit is when you lock on to something. So these are the controls for that. This one is revised lock-on free aim. This sounds good. You're supposed to lock onto an enemy and allow tilting the stick to automatically snap to the cursor to another target. Now this, I haven't got it working quite yet. I'm not sure. Maybe I haven't given it enough of a go. But it's supposed to save you from actually just micro moving during a lock-on, because when you do that you can miss a lot of shots, so it doesn't sound to me the best idea. Now what's this one? Oh, it unlocks if you turn that on. If you turn it off, you will get enable motion controls for lock-on free aim. This is the default option, and you can just use the motion controls while you're in lock-on. I still need to experiment with that, but I'm trying. It makes sense to me to just use the stick to move to different body parts rather than free aim. Next we've got Miscellaneous. In Miscellaneous you can enable the mouse controls just point blank always be on. So yeah, we want that. We want it on auto, so it'll always it'll know when you put your hand down to change to the mouse controls. So definitely have that on. Enable springboard motion controls. You're supposed to be able to turn into the morph ball by a quick upward flick of the controller. I've tried this with both controllers. I can't get it working, so let me know in the comments if you can get it working, what I'm doing wrong. But personally, I don't think it's worth it because we've got a dedicated button anyway, and I could imagine being in a boss fight when it's frantic and you accidentally flick it, especially when you're using motion controls, and you might panic and turn into a morph ball and get hit. So it doesn't seem like it's worth putting on. But I'm leaving it on for now just to try and get it working, just to see what I'm missing. And again, you can invert your flight controls, which is definitely worth doing. And then you can use the stick to fly around, which is better. I prefer doing that. These are for your flight shots, by the way. It's not actual flying in a ship, unless that happens later on. I don't know, but it's when you can control your shots with the controls. You can follow it along with a camera. So anyway, my recommendation: you want to have motion controls on, mouse controls on, and dual sticks on. So every control on, okay? And the best thing to do is, in my personal opinion, is move around with the analog sticks like a regular FPS, but micromanage your aiming with the right controller. But what I found is sometimes having these hands like this, sometimes if you want to move your hand or something, like scratch your nose or something, your screen goes all over the place and you have to reset. You can reset, oh by the way, you can reset by tapping the right stick in, like click the button in. But still, you don't want to be doing this mid-fight or whatever. You know, if you just got an itch or you want to pick up a drink or something, your camera goes all over the place. So I found the best method is make a full controller. Don't separate the controls, put them together like this, or use the Pro controller. Same thing. They've both got motion controls, so you can play it like an FPS normally, and also you can micro aim just by moving the thing together. And if you want to use your right hand to pick your nose, you can just hold the controller still with the left hand. So that's my advice. That's the best controls that I've found, and it's more like you'd find on a good FPS anyway, like on the PS5. You also have a full controller with slight tilt sensing if you want them, the motion controls, but they are good, and if you don't use them already, get used to using them, because games that support them are definitely better. So there you go. I hope you've learned something. Enjoy the game. Please like and subscribe and hit the hype button. That's a new feature. Please do that for me and help me get some views. I want to get this channel growing. Okay, thanks for your help. Bye now.